So yeah, guys, so what we are going to see in today's session is about databases. Okay. Before, in the previous three sessions, what we did was, create the server and, store the data in a file, right? So, guys, please be a little proactive here. So, what we did was create a server and we store the data in a file, right? db.json or whatever you want to call it, some text files, right? Using FS, right? So, what we are going to do in today's session and the couple of sessions, there are three sessions. Today's session and the next two sessions, which is about MongoDB aggregation 1 and 2. We are going to only see in these three sessions about database, what a database is and how we can use our database, right? And what problem does database solve for us, right? That is the important question. And in today's class, this is going to be the introductory session, and we are going to see two things. We are going to see major thing, which is MongoDB, how we can use it as a database, and how we can store our data and retrieve our data, right? So how many of you do agree with me that all this front end, back end, database, जितने भी आप चीजें देखोगे, it just a flow of data flowing, है ना? Front end से back end से front end, it's all about data, right? And it's very important to store that data in somewhere where we can, quickly retrieve the data. For example, how many of you know the difference between, it just an example, ठीक है? इसका हमारे इंट्रोडक्ट MongoDB के साथ it doesn't have any relation, but have you used SSD and HDD? हार्ड डिस्क और SSD वाले लैपटॉप देखे हैं? HDD आर comparatively very slow, right? Hard disk वाले laptops then SSD, right? So why is this? The case is that it's very quick to retrieve the data from the SSD, है ना? Data SSD से निकालना, retrieve करना is very fast, and to store the data in SSD is comparatively faster, right, than hard disk. So similarly हमें अपना data जो है किसी ऐसी जगह पे रखना है जहां पे हम उसको स्टोर भी कर पाए और क्विकली रिट्रीव भी कर पाए जब हमें जरूरत है, राइट? एंड we'll see what other things MongoDB does for us, right? So this was the overview of today's session, and yeah, so let's continue with that. So just give me a second. Okay, so quickly, so have you ever heard the term or the word database? Can you guys tell me? Yes. So what do you think database means? What is the database? I need your answer. Okay, so yes, for storing data to store information efficiently and all. Yes, you all are correct. Manage the data. That's correct. So how many of you have seen that? If you have seen Amazon ka warehouse, are you aware about what a warehouse is? Yes, where we store something, right? A warehouse. It can be किसी का भी warehouse हो सकता है, किसी भी product का warehouse हो सकता है. Similarly, you can say that to store the data, we use database. Database is nothing, a warehouse, जहाँ पे हम सारा data को store करते हैं, right? And why do we store data? Anyone? पहले, in the first place, why do we store a data? To reuse it, right? And a backup, okay. Okay. है ना? So for example, the major thing why we store the data is so that we can perform analytics and we can make statistics with that data, and this data should be reusable, right? For example, let us say you guys see this recording, right? On of this Zoom recording, right, of this session. So why do I need to store this somewhere, this video, so that you guys can go through this video again in the future, right? If you want to, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, if you're facing any issues, right? So this way we make our data reusable, right? अगर ये रिकॉर्ड नहीं हो रहा होता, you cannot find this session again. You had to only join the live session, है ना? और अगर आपको कुछ चीज समझ नहीं आती, then you would have to talk to your IA, but आपको literally वो चीज नहीं मिलती वापस, like the video of this session, right? So similarly, why do we store data? For reusing it in the future, or reusing जहां पे भी हमें जरूरत पड़े, whenever we want to, we could access the data, right? That's why we store the data. And what is the third question to you is, why can't we use data files only? क्या लगता है आपको? हम जैसे हमारे पास db.json था, why can't we use that? Why do we need a database like a warehouse kind of thing? एक फाइल से क्यों नहीं हो सकता? जैसे कि हम यूज करते आए हैं, we have been using db.json. Why can't we use that, or local storage, let us say, for that fact? What do you think? Security point of view, very good. Okay. Okay, I'm repeating my question again. I was saying that why can't we use data files? For example, you can see this third question here. We have been using db.json to store our data, है ना? So why can't we use that? Why do we need a database? For huge data, है ना? Size limit. Yes, guys, you are very correct. So a big amount of data, हमारे पास large amount of data है, vast amount of data है, we cannot maintain that in the files, है ना? And files, to maintain the data in the files become very complex. You saw that someone in the previous सेशन, सेकेंड सेशन में क्वेश्चन किसी ने पूछा था, वी आर अगेन डूइंग पार्सिंग, परफॉर्मिंग ऑपरेशंस ऑन डेटा, then stringifying it again. You remember someone said that question, right? So it becomes very hectic to do CRUD operations, right? जो भी हमें ऑपरेशन अपने डेटा पे करना है, और to maintain those files it becomes very very hard, right? है ना? बहुत ही रिडंडेंट टास्क होते हैं जो हमें कंटिन्यूअसली करने पड़ते हैं, जो कि हम चाहते भी नहीं है, राइट? एंड समटाइम्स वी हैव टू राइट आवर कस्टम लॉजिक. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू रिमेंबर फ्रॉम द सेकेंड सेशन कि हमने वो एक यूजर्स का डेटा का कलेक्शन बनाया था जिसमें हम यूजर्स को पुश कर रहे थे? यू रिमेंबर दैट? यूजर का ऑब्जेक्ट, वी यूज टू पुश दैट. सो वो मैनुअली हमने लॉजिक लिखा था एंड वी यूज टू पुश दैट ऑब्जेक्ट इन द एरे, है ना? So a lot of things become hectic here to maintain the files, to do CRUD operations, है ना? And databases can do a lot of things for us. For example, let me introduce a concept here. Let me just reset the canvas and just give me a sec. Okay, cool. So there is something called query. Okay. So what does query mean and how is it useful to us? Let me give you an example as well. So for example, let us just say we have this data which is about students. Okay. And students will be an array. Okay. And inside this array, we have objects containing the data of every student, है ना? For example, एक object में बना के दिखाता हूँ. Let us say कि name is Manish, okay? And age is, let us say, 23, okay? Address, let us say, is Bangalore, okay? ऐसे ही करके we have multiple students का data. Can we have, guys, multiple students का data like this, every object containing the student? So let us say I just want the students who are from Bangalore only. So I have to write the logic manually for this, right? जो भी लॉजिक होगा मुझे मैनुअली लिखना पड़ेगा कि फिल्टर जो भी एड्रेस इक्वलेंट टू बैंगलोर, राइट? लिटरली यही लिखना पड़ेगा, राइट? सो ऑल these things, the data retrieval and the creation, okay, जो भी आपको CRUD operations करने होंगे डेटा पे, in the database we use something called query, okay, queries. Okay, we'll see that what those queries are. Basically it's just a command, okay, and with the help of one command you can perform an operation. ठीक है? Operations कौन से operations, can you guys tell me? With the help of one command you can you can perform operations. Operations किससे related? Yes, guys. Aman is correct. Operations related to CRUD, right? जो भी आपको CRUD operations करने हैं, आप commands देके, queries देके करवा सकते हो. Okay. So can you give me an example of command, जो भी हमने command अभी तक देखे हैं? Can you guys give me a command का example जो आपको terminal में आपने use किया हो? No, command. CDLS है ना, CDLS, npm run dev, right? So similarly, you can do CRUD operations in your database, okay? Database with the help of commands only, okay? And we call these commands as queries. ठीक है, understandable. अभी हमने नहीं देखा है, theoretically I'm just saying, right? So that is one more thing here, that is the problem which database solves for us. So that's why we don't store we can't store data in the files only, right? So what is the solution for this? So in our case जो भी हम सीखने वाले हैं, right? So we are going to learn mongodb in this course, okay, which is a NoSQL database. We'll see that as well, but in this course we are going to use mongodb as a database, okay? So let's move ahead. So guys, what do you think? How many types of databases are there, generally speaking? Okay, every one of you are correct. You have done your homework. At least 90% of you are correct. I can say 95%. That's good. Okay, very good. So there are two types of databases. One is called SQL. So can anyone tell me what is the full form of SQL? Structured query language. Very nice. And second type is NoSQL, which means what is the definition of NoSQL, guys? Okay, so let us see. Okay, it means not a structured query language. Okay, NoSQL means no SQL. इसका complete opposite of SQL, right? So SQL stands for structured query language. By the name itself कि हम ये theoretically तो समझ सकते हैं at this stage as well कि ये database बहुत structured होगा, है ना? इसका एक proper structure होगा, right? So how many of you know what do I mean by structure? एक स्ट्रक्चर होता है, लेट अस से हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू हैव लर्नड ट्रीज, ग्राफ्स, दे हैव अ प्रॉपर वे, राइट, ऑफ और प्रॉपर स्ट्रक्चर, है ना? एक स्ट्रक्चर होता है एसक्यूएल डेटाबेस का, और इनके कुछ एग्जांपल्स है. फॉर एग्जांपल यू माइट हैव हर्ड माई एसक्यूएल, ओरेकल एसक्यूएल, है ना, एमएस एसक्यूएल. सो दीज आर सम kinds of SQL databases. Okay. On the other hand, we have NoSQL, which stands for not a structured query language. It is complete opposite of SQL database. ठीक है, बाय द नेम इटसेल्फ हम अंडरस्टैंड कर सकते हैं कि इसका कोई प्रॉपर स्ट्रक्चर नहीं होता. अंडरस्टैंडेबल फोक्स, कि ये एक प्रॉपर स्ट्रक्चर को फॉलो नहीं करता. वी विल सी दैट व्हाट दैट स्ट्रक्चर इज, ओके. एंड कुछ एग्जांपल्स इसके हैं MongoDB, Cassandra, एंड वी आर गोइंग टू लर्न नाउ अ NoSQL डेटाबेस कॉल्ड MongoDB. ओके फोक्स, अंडरस्टैंडेबल? यस. Okay, so why MongoDB से पहले I just want to give you a overview of what I mean by structure. So let me just say sheets.new. So if you have to see how a SQL database, okay, I'm talking about right now an SQL database, ठीक है? So SQL database will look like this. So assume that this is an SQL database and we will have rows and columns, right? How many of you are aware about 2D arrays? Yes. So literally the same structure an SQL database follows. It completely looks like a 2D database. Okay. 2D array. Okay. So let us assume that this is our database. Okay. And it will have, what is this called? Can you tell me this direction in a 2D array? Yes, it will look like a table, right? It's a table. It will have tables. Yes, that is correct. This is row and it will have columns as well, right? So let us say कि हमने एक table बनाई है to store the data. Okay, to store the data. हम data के बारे में ये लिखेंगे कि it's a product. Okay, and here हम लिखेंगे कि उस product की कितनी quantity है. यहाँ पे हम लिखेंगे उस प्रोडक्ट का क्या ब्रांड है. यहाँ पे हम लिखेंगे उस प्रोडक्ट का क्या कलर है. ओके, एंड हियर लेट अस से कि उस प्रोडक्ट का क्या साइज है. ओके, एंड व्हाट एल्स कैन वी से? साइज. लेट अस से उसका क्या we can say that origin वगैरह जो भी है. let us say इसको एक structured way में बताने के लिए I'll have to tell you. So let us say RAM and let us say processor. Okay, please give attention here. Okay, so let us say हमारा पहला प्रोडक्ट है राइस. ओके, राइस की कुछ क्वांटिटी हो सकती है. कैन दिस राइस हैव सम क्वांटिटी फोक्स? यस और नो? राइस की कोई क्वांटिटी नहीं होती. कांट इट बी इन केजीज, राइट? 25 kg हो सकता है, 3 kg हो सकता है, राइट? सो सिमिलरली राइस का कुछ ब्रांड भी हो सकता है, राइट? सिमिलरली वी हैव बासमती, जो भी है ना. हमारे पास बहुत सारे ब्रांड्स होते हैं. ओके, सो विल राइस हैव कलर? राइस का कलर होता है. ओके, लेट अस से फॉर नाउ इट्स वाइट. ओके, राइस का कुछ साइज होता है, लेट अस से, हाँ, लॉन्ग ग्रेन राइस. ओके. ओके, राइस का कुछ रैम होता है? नो, राइट? सो वी हैव टू गिव एज नल, राइट? रैम का कुछ राइस का कुछ प्रोसेसर होता है? नो, राइट? अगेन दिस वन इज नल. ओके, सो लेट अस से अब लैपटॉप की बारी है. लैपटॉप की क्वांटिटी हो सकते हैं, लेट अस से 2 क्वांटिटी है. ब्रांड है एचपी. ओके, कलर है ब्लैक. ओके, साइज है लेट अस से 14 इंच, है ना, और 13 इंच, वट एवर यू वॉन्ट टू से. रैम है 16 GB. ओके, प्रोसेसर लेट अस से i7 है. ओके, ठीक है. नाउ कम्स अगेन वन मोर थिंग. लेट अस से कि हमारे पास अनियन है. ओके, अनियन की क्वांटिटी 2 kg है. ओके, अनियन का कोई ब्रांड होता है क्या? डज अनियन हैव एनी ब्रांड? नो, राइट? इट्स नल. डज अनियन हैव डिफरेंट कलर्स एज वेल? नहीं होता ना, एक डिफॉल्ट कलर होता है. और लेट अस से होता भी है, लेट अस से ओके, पर्पल पर्पल कह देते हैं. ओके, साइज होता है डिफरेंट. डज पर्पल अनियंस हैव डिफरेंट साइज जो डिफाइन करके होता है? चलो चलो मान लेते हैं. ओके, साइज भी है. ओके, लेट अस से मीडियम. ओके, रैम होती है? नहीं होती, राइट? अगेन प्रोसेसर होता है? नहीं होता है. कैन यू सी हियर दिस? अगर ये कोई, अगर मैं आपको अभी ये दे दूं, आपको समझ आ जाएगा कि राइस की बात हो रही है और ये राइस के रिलेटेड जितने भी कॉलम्स हैं, राइट? दीज ऑल दीज कॉलम्स आर रिलेटेड टू राइस ओनली, दिस पार्ट. यस फोक्स, कैन यू अंडरस्टैंड दैट? है ना? और क्या आप इससे ये समझ सकते हो कि दिस कॉलम इज अबाउट ब्रांड ओनली? ये खाली ब्रांड बताता है. ओके, कैन यू से दिस कॉलम इज अबाउट अनियंस का डिटेल? So what do you think? Does this data have a proper structure? Does this data have a proper structure? है ना, एक प्रॉपर, इट फॉलोज अ प्रॉपर स्ट्रक्चर. कैन यू सी? अगर मैं आपको अभी ये दिखा दूं, एज अ शीट भेज दूं, आपको समझ में आ जाएगा कि ये डेटा क्या कह रहा है, राइट? बिकॉज इट हैज अ प्रॉपर स्ट्रक्चर. राइट और रॉन्ग फोक्स? 1 or 0 इन द चैट, यू विल अंडरस्टैंड इट, राइट? बट इज इट फ्लेक्सिबल? हमें प्रोसेसर राइस के लिए भी डिफाइन करना पड़ता है, हमें नल लिखना पड़ता है, राइट? हम इसको इग्नोर नहीं कर सकते. राइट और रॉन्ग? हमें कुछ ना कुछ यहाँ पे लिखना पड़ेगा. वी कांट कीप इट एम्प्टी, राइट और रॉन्ग? सो इट्स नॉट फ्लेक्सिबल एज वेल. हम इतने, मतलब वी कांट से कि राइस के बस 3 कॉलम्स है, सिमिलरली लैपटॉप के 6 कॉलम्स है. कैन आई से दैट? नहीं कह सकता मैं, राइट और रॉन्ग? जितने राइस के कॉलम्स हैं उतने ही लैपटॉप के भी कॉलम्स है, उतने अनियन के भी कॉलम्स है, राइट? सो इट्स नॉट फ्लेक्सिबल एट ऑल. राइट और रॉन्ग? बहुत कम फ्लेक्सिबल है, ना के बराबर, राइट? सो दिस इज हाउ आवर एसक्यूएल database looks like. It has a table which is about something, and it will have corresponding rows, and it will have corresponding columns as well. It looks very structured, it is very structured, but it's not very flexible. Is that understandable, folks, to you? Very simple. Yes. So similarly, we also have something called NoSQL database. NoSQL database कैसा लगता है? I'll show you. So you will have, let us say, same चीज हम करेंगे. राइस, ठीक है, हम लिखेंगे प्रोडक्ट की वैल्यू पेयर्स राइस. ओके, साइज, हाँ साइज है. ओके, लेट अस से लॉन्ग ग्रेन. कम ब्रांड है, हाँ ब्रांड भी है, बासमती. ओके, रैम है? नहीं है, वी कैन इरेज इट, राइट? अब हम एक और ऑब्जेक्ट बना सकते हैं लैपटॉप का। लैपटॉप प्रोडक्ट इज लैपटॉप, है ना। साइज, हाँ साइज है 14 इंच, राइट। एंड ब्रांड, हाँ ब्रांड भी है, विच इज HP। एंड देन रैम है, हाँ रैम है 16 GB, राइट। एंड सिमिलरली प्रोसेसर है, यस प्रोसेसर इज देयर, विच इज i7, है ना। नाउ कैन यू सी दिस this product here I am mentioning, it has 5 fields, right or wrong? But this has only 3 fields. It's not very structured, but it's very flexible, right or wrong, folks? On our zero in the chat. Yes, can you understand the difference between an SQL and NoSQL database? How a SQL database is structured, but it's not flexible. But how this here is NoSQL database, it's not structured, but it's very flexible, right or wrong, folks? 1 or 0 in the chat. Yes. Okay, so who uses this SQL database? So these are mainly used by banking and financial, institutions where they need structured, पूरा structure में उनको data चाहिए, right? So similarly, MongoDB कहाँ पे use होता है? NoSQL database कहाँ पे use होता है? It is mostly used in startups, right? Where you need an edge, or you need your database to be very flexible. कभी भी change करे आप change कर सकते हो, right folks? Is that understandable? With time you will understand it more, with experience you will understand it more. I'm just trying to give you an idea, basic idea, right? ठीक है. So that was about difference between SQL, no SQL database. Is that understandable, folks? Is this understood? Okay, let's move ahead. ठीक है. So similarly, now you have a question, इतने सारे databases है, but why are we using MongoDB only, right? Why MongoDB? है ना? Is this a right question, folks? Yes? Okay. So why MongoDB? It's very flexible. Is that understandable how when we looked at NoSQL database कैसे काम करता है? How it looks? Yes, it's very flexible. It is very easy and quick to learn MongoDB. Okay, very easy to learn. And the third step is it has a syntax similar to JavaScript. Okay, so see this. Okay, so can you see here this syntax? Have you seen this syntax somewhere? Yes. It looks like a JavaScript object, right? But literally MongoDB stores the data in the same way. In JavaScript, it's called key value pairs, right? Key and a value, right? But in MongoDB, it's called field and a value. Understandable, folks? Right now, most of the companies are using MongoDB as it is very flexible, very, very flexible. Okay. So see here, someone said how is it a very flexible? So see folks, यहाँ पे मेरे को राइस का रैम एंड प्रोसेसर भी डिफाइन करना पड़ा कि नहीं करना पड़ा? Did I have to define the processor and RAM of rice? Yes, I have to keep it null, but I had to define it, है ना? भले ये null है, but I had to define it. But can you see here in NoSQL database क्या मैंने यहाँ पे RAM and processor को define किया है कहीं पे? This has only 3 fields, but this has 7 fields, 5 fields, right or wrong, folks? That is what I mean by being flexible. Is that understandable? समझ में आ रहा है? Yes? Okay, cool. ठीक है. So let us now understand hierarchy. Okay. We will understand hierarchy means, I'll ask you this question first. What do you think, what is meant by hierarchy? Order, very good. Order of something, right? Can I say that very simple? मतलब सिंपल भाषा में मैं कह सकता हूँ किस ऑर्डर में कोई चीज है, द ऑर्डर इन विच अ थिंग एग्जिस्ट, राइट? Just like I'll say in a hierarchy of a company, so at the top of hierarchy comes investors, CEOs, right? जो भी stakeholders होते हैं, then comes the managers, then comes the employees, right? यस, मतलब पहले ऊपर वाले स्टेक होल्डर्स होते हैं, फॉर एग्जांपल सीईओ, सीटीओ, जो भी है, देन कम्स द मैनेजर्स, देन कम्स द एम्प्लॉयज, राइट? दिस इज द हायरार्की ऑफ अ कंपनी, कैन आई से दैट? Yes. So similarly, we are going to understand the hierarchy of MongoDB. MongoDB में चीजें कैसे और किस ऑर्डर में है, किस वे में है. ओके, सो see this. Okay, I'll give you also example, no worries, but can you please be focused here? So we have a database, right? एक database होगा, उसके अंदर you can see two collections are there, one and two, और हर एक collection में document है, right? Can you see these three things? तीन नाम लिख के हैं, database, collection and documents, right? यही तीन चीजें लिखी हुई है. Yes. Okay, so let me give you an example now. Okay, so you'll understand it in a better way. Okay, let us say I am going to make a database for making a database for library. Okay, लाइब्रेरी के लिए एक डेटाबेस हम बना रहे हैं. ओके, सो पहले डेटाबेस होगा फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, राइट? एट द टॉप लेट अस से इसका नाम है लाइब्रेरी डीबी. ठीक है, मैं क्या, इज दिस अंडरस्टैंडेबल फोक्स? डेटाबेस का नाम रखा है मैंने बस लाइब्रेरी डीबी, राइट? ओके, इन लाइब्रेरी कैन वी हैव डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ बुक्स? बेसिकली इस डेटाबेस का जो मकसद है, द यूज ऑफ दिस डेटाबेस इज टू स्टोर द डिटेल्स ऑफ द बुक्स, राइट? बट कैन आई हैव डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ बुक्स एज वेल? Different kinds of books, different categories of books. Can you tell me what are those categories? Can you define one or two? Yes, fiction. Very good, Hitesh. Novel, adventures, education. Very nice. So can I say that inside this database, जो library का DB का database है, I have got collections like fiction, non-fiction, novels. Uh, let us say एक और category है education. Can I do that, folks? Yes. एंड ईच कलेक्शन, हर एक कलेक्शन में इंडिविजुअल बुक्स होंगी. दीज आर द कैटेगरीज, राइट? इसको मैं कैटेगरीज कह सकता हूँ, राइट? एंड देन आई विल हैव ईच कलेक्शन में एक बुक होगी. कैन यू गिव मी सम एग्जांपल ऑफ फिक्शन बुक्स? लेट अस से बुक्स फिक्शन. कैन यू गिव सम एग्जांपल फिक्शन में? हैरी पॉटर. ओके, ठीक है. ओके, एनीवन एल्स फिक्शन में? अरे दीज आर द कैटेगरीज यार, फिक्शन, नॉन फिक्शन, नॉवेल्स, ये हमारा पार्ट नहीं है. डू यू गाइस, आर यू गाइस अवेयर अबाउट दीज कैटेगरीज? फिक्शन, नॉन फिक्शन, नॉवेल्स, एजुकेशन. समवन सेड आई डोंट अंडरस्टैंड. ये सबको पता होनी चाहिए ना, राइट? फिक्शन, नॉन फिक्शन, नॉवेल क्या होती है? इट्स फाइन. ओके, सो ठीक है, फिक्शन में और एक डाल देते हैं. कोई मिल गया नहीं. ओके, ओके, लेट अस से वन पीस. ठीक है. वैसे आई डोंट थिंक, ओके ठीक है, वन पीस चलेगा. ओके, नॉन फिक्शन. फोक्स, नाउ नॉन फिक्शन की बारी है. क्विकली. ईट दैट फ्रॉग. ओके, एटॉमिक हैबिट्स. ठीक है. ओके, नाउ कमिंग टू नॉवेल्स. गाइस समवन सेड नॉवेल. अच्छी नॉवेल बता दो. ये आती. ओके, ओके. प्राइड एंड ठीक है, ओके फोक्स, इतना काफी है, चलेगा, ओके। बट कैन यू सी हियर द हायरार्की? ओके, सो सिमिलरली वी वर क्रिएटिंग द डेटाबेस for a library to store the details of the books, but then we saw that books can be of different kinds, so we created different collections, categories बनाई हमने, right or wrong folks? 1 और 0 in the chat, हमने different categories बनाई, और हर एक category की अपनी अपनी books है, right? Right, 1 और 0 in the chat, yes. Now it's fine. Okay. So can I tell these individual books as documents? So this is how the MongoDB's hierarchy looks like. Okay. So you will have a database. Database is where you store the data. Then you can have different kinds of data. Then you can those kinds to store the different sets of data in different jagahon pe, different places. Then you have collections, right? In every collection there will be a document. Let us understand this example in a very better way. Let us say कि हमारे पास जो है, हम एक स्कूल के लिए डेटाबेस बना रहे हैं. ओके, वी आर मेकिंग ए डेटाबेस फॉर मसाई स्कूल. सो इन दिस डेटाबेस वी वांट टू स्टोर द डिटेल्स ऑफ यूजर, राइट? हमारे पास कितने टाइप के यूजर है? कैन यू टेल मी फॉर मसाई स्कूल हाउ मेनी टाइप्स ऑफ यूजर वी हैव? डू वी हैव स्टूडेंट्स एंड इंस्ट्रक्टर्स डिफरेंट? दो अलग अलग चीज है ना, स्टूडेंट्स आर डिफरेंट, इंस्ट्रक्टर्स आर डिफरेंट, राइट? So database is of the Masai school, but we can have two collections. One is a student collection जहाँ पे हम students का detail store करते हैं. One है जहाँ पे हम teachers का data store करते हैं. And हर एक document क्या है? In teachers collection, every document will represent my detail. For example, एक document में मेरी detail लिखी है, एक document में किसी और teacher की detail लिखी है, किसी और teacher की. यहाँ पे स्टूडेंट कलेक्शन में एक डॉक्यूमेंट चंदन हो सकता है, एक डॉक्यूमेंट सागर हो सकता है, सागर की डिटेल्स, एक डॉक्यूमेंट कोई और हो सकता है, राइट? मनीष फॉर एग्जांपल. इज दिस अंडरस्टैंडेबल फोक्स, द हायरार्की ऑफ MongoDB? Yes. Anyone who is saying a zero, like he didn't understand? Anyone? कोई है जिसको समझ नहीं आया? प्लीज टाइप 0 इन द चैट. Okay, let us move ahead. Okay. Mihir, can you please raise your hand quickly? Very quickly, please. Okay, cool. I assume that. So let us see and let us. Okay, Mihir has raised his hand. Yes, Mihir, tell me, what didn't you understand?
सर ये तो मेरे को समझ आया, लेकिन एसक्यूएल और नॉन एसक्यूएल में जो बताया ना,
हम्म.
उसमें सर थोड़ा दिक्कत हो रहा है। जैसे फॉर्मेटिंग कैसे होता है, जैसे इसमें तो एसक्यूएल में जैसे नल लिखना पड़ता है ना। तो
हाँ.
हेलो सर। हाँ तो सर नॉन एसक्यूएल में जैसे एक्सेल शीट पे हमको क्या लिखना पड़ेगा, उस पे कुछ लिखना ही नहीं पड़ेगा या फिर क्या?
अरे मिहिर, डोंट गो इनटू, ये तो बस एक एग्जांपल थी, ये थोड़ी ना डेटाबेस है. इट इज लाइक हाउ योर डेटाबेस विल लुक
सर
लाइक.
ये
अभी तो हमने
ओके
डेटा.
सर इसमें जैसे एसक्यूएल में, हाँ सर, जैसे प्रोसेसर में फॉर एग्जांपल आप नल लिखे हैं ना,
हम्म.
तो जो नोएसक्यूएल है उसमें क्या ऐसे खाली छोड़ देंगे तो चलेगा ना? फॉर एग्जांपल हम ऐसे
ये है
पूछ
ना,
रहे हैं।
ये है ना नो एसक्यूएल की एग्जांपल. इसमें तो हमने डिफाइन ही नहीं किया फॉर राइस. दैट्स व्हाई
ओके
ये
ओके
फ्लेक्सिबल है. समझ रहे हो, इसमें प्रोसेसर है ही नहीं इस वाले डॉक्यूमेंट में.
राइट सर राइट सर।
ओके, cool. Yes, so let's go ahead and let's start, implementing this. Guys, can you see my terminal? Can you type 1 or 0 in the chat? ये मेरा टर्मिनल ऐसे सिस्टम फेलियर जैसा दिख रहा होगा. कैन यू टाइप 1 और 0 इन द chat? Yes, okay, cool. So, after installing your MongoDB, you will come to you will come to this page on your terminal. After installing, I told you already, go through the pre-class or take help from your IA to install the MongoDB. It's very simple. It won't take much time. Then you have to type your command, which is very good. Ankit has already installed it. He is giving the command as well. Mongo, okay. Mongo, then sh. Sh stands for shell, Mongo shell. Okay. Shell is nothing but a terminal. Give me the terminal of MongoDB. Okay. If you hit enter, you will see that I am now connected to the MongoDB. Can you see that using Mongo sh? Can you see that, folks? 1 or 0 in the chat. Okay. So can you see this URL as well here? Can you connecting to? Instead of HTTP, it's saying MongoDB. So it has its own protocols and rules. Are you now able to understand ये क्या होता है HTTP MongoDB? It has its own protocols and rules. Right or wrong, folks? Yes. And what is this? This is my IP address. And what is this? This is the port number. Right? This is the IP address and this is the port number 27017. Right? ऐसे ही करके please and start analyzing the URLs, है ना? ठीक है, ओके। ये बाय द वे हम थोड़ा सा आगे चले गए, ओके, नॉट एन इशू। सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल टू लेट्स स्टार्ट बाय वेरी बेसिक्स इटसेल्फ। इनसाइड योर MongoDB यू कैन क्रिएट वेरियस डेटाबेसेस। पहले हम बहुत सारे डेटाबेस ही बना सकते हैं, ओके। टू सी डेटाबेस कौन कौन सा है, यू विल हैव सम डिफॉल्ट डेटाबेसेस एज वेल। यू टाइप शो, ओके, शो, SHOW, and DBS. DBS stands for databases. You hit enter, you will get a list of all the databases. Can you see I have a database for library, library DB, glass data, learn Redis, random data, test, Winston logs. These are all different databases. Can you see those, folks? Type 1 or 0 in the chat. Yes. Okay. Marvel भी है एक database. Yes, we are going to use it as well. Okay. So now your question should be, this is how we can see the databases, right? Using show dbs command. But how can we create a new database, or how can we create use a database, right? हम किसी database को use कैसे करें या उसको create कैसे करें, right? So for both of the reasons, okay, for both reasons, okay, just give me a sec. We'll keep a tab of create commands as well. ठीक है, पहला कमांड है show dbs shows the databases available. Yes, okay. Then the second one is something called use. Then with use you have to give your database name, okay. And this command is used for both purposes, to create a new database or to use an existing database. Okay, so let us see how it works. Okay, so if I come here now, if I want to use this Marvel database, okay, I'll say use Marvel. Okay, and it will use the, can you see switch to Marvel? Can you see these three lines, folks? It switched to the Marvel. 1 or 0 in the chat quickly. Yes. Okay, let me clear the screen. To clear the screen you will type CLS to clear. Okay, I cleared the screen. Again, I want to see all my databases. Okay, I want to use this library DB. I'll say use library DB, right? And hit enter. Now I'm using library DB. Is that understandable, folks, to you? Quickly type 1 or 0 in the chat. Yes. And now if I want to create a new database, I'll still use the keyword use. Can you tell me कोई भी name एक database का? Okay, let us say first DB. Okay, FIRST DB. Okay, I hit enter. Am I in the first DB now? Can you see it created a new DB with the same command use? So use is used to create new database as well as to switch between the databases. Right, folks? 1 or 0 in the chat? Yes. Okay. Now, what is the second? What is the second? What is the second thing? We have seen about databases now. Hierarchy में second कौन सा था? Collections, right? You remember? पहले था database, second है collections. You remember that, folks? 1 or 0 in the chat? Okay. So now I want to use this. Let us say कोई भी एक database use करना है. Let us say this library. Okay. I'll say use library. Okay. I'll hit enter. Okay. Now I'll say DB. This is a syntax part again. DB dot or I can say directly to see all the collections, I can say show collections. Plain English, जैसे English होता है वैसे ही. If I click enter, आप देख रहे हो कुछ collections है यहाँ पे, non fictional, fictional, non fictional. These are inside the collections of a library. Can you see that, folks? 1 or 0 in the chat quickly. Okay. Now again, अभी एक और चीज आती है कि हाउ टू क्रिएट अ कलेक्शन नाउ, राइट? हाउ टू क्रिएट कलेक्शन, राइट? अगेन हम यहाँ पे लिखते जाएंगे शो collections, right? To see collections inside a DB, right? Then there is one more command to create a database. It is first you have to give db dot collection name. जैसे कि हमारे में collection name था library, right? Or you can say db dot create collection, okay? And inside it you will give collection name. Okay, this is used to create a new collection. Okay, again I am going to use the same command db.create collection, and you will see it will create a new collection. Okay, so if I come here I can say db का मतलब होता है database, जो कि library denote कर रहा है यहाँ पे, db.create collection, right? And I'll invoke it, and inside it I'll give a name. Let us say name is test collection, right? Is that understandable, folks? Yes or no? Yeah, okay. If I hit enter now, what is it saying? OK1. Can you see? OK1 दिखा रहा है. Yes or no, folks? 1 or 0 in the chat? Yes. Okay. So similarly, what I can do here is I can now see all the collections. I can say show collections. Okay. And if I hit enter, can you see this test collection now, folks? Yes. Now I have to insert documents inside it. मुझे बस इसमें आप documents भरने हैं, right? और उन documents पे CRUD operations करने हैं, right? 1 or 0 in the chat? Yes, folks. इसके अंदर मुझे अब डेटा स्टोर करना है हर एक कलेक्शन में, राइट? सो लेट अस सी, एक चीज देखते हैं कि डॉक्यूमेंट में हम किसी कलेक्शन में कैसे कोई डेटा सेव कर सकते हैं. हाउ टू सेव ए डेटा इनसाइड अ कलेक्शन. आई विल से डीबी डॉट कलेक्शन नेम. यहाँ पे कलेक्शन नेम कौन सा है? कैन यू टेल मी फोक्स? दिस टेस्ट कलेक्शन, राइट और रॉन्ग? 1 और 0 इन द चैट. यही है ना कलेक्शन का नाम? ओके, आई विल पेस्ट इट हियर. डॉट इंसर्ट. ओके, इंसर्ट वन मीन्स हमें एक डॉक्यूमेंट इसमें इंसर्ट करना है. वी वांट टू इंसर्ट वन डॉक्यूमेंट इनसाइड इट, और इसको इन्वोक करेंगे. इसके अंदर वो ऑब्जेक्ट देंगे. फॉर एग्जांपल नेम इज मोहसिन. ओके, age is 24. Okay, done. Is this understandable, this syntax, folks? db means db collection ka naam dot insert one, right? And if I hit enter now, you will see collection is not defined. ये collection defined नहीं है. Why is that? Okay, this is a very good learning here. If you see here, I'll give the same thing. I'll just change the collection name to, I'll just do one thing आपके दिखाने के लिए. Okay, just give me a sec. I'll create another. I said db dot create collection. ये हाइफन मैं यहाँ से हटा देता हूँ. I'll just keep it camel case. Okay, I'll hit enter. Now if I want to see all the collections, can you see? ये टेस्ट कलेक्शन और ये टेस्ट कलेक्शन मैंने बनाया है, right? 1 or 0 in the chat. But you don't have to give name of collections in between hyphens वगैरह नहीं दे सकते हैं आप. Okay, you can give underscore but don't keep the hyphens. It won't work. Understandable, folks? Okay, now if you see again the same command. Okay, किधर गया यार? ओके, इंसर्ट वन. यहाँ पे आई विल यूज टेस्ट कलेक्शन हाइफन हटा के आई विल यूज दिस कलेक्शन. ओके, एंड इफ आई हिट एंटर, सेम चीज एक्नॉलेज्ड. yes or no, folks? 1 or 0 in the chat. Can you see? It's saying acknowledge true, and it gave it a id. ये एक id देता है इसको. It's a unique id. Can you see that? Object id. This is a unique id of this object. Understandable, folks? yes or no? 1 or 0 in the chat. Okay, now I want to see ये इस collection के अंदर बन गया कि नहीं बन गया, right? Do I want to see the document inside this collection? To see the documents, I'll say again db dot collection name, which is test collection. Okay, dot find. This is to see all the documents inside a data inside a collection. Okay, and if I hit enter, यहाँ पे है क्या जो अभी भी बना है? Can you see that, folks? And with the ID, this is the unique ID. Can you see that? MongoDB assigns a unique ID to each and every document. Okay, understandable, folks? 1 or 0 in the chat quickly. Yes. Okay, so I'll copy this command and I'll keep it here. What is this used for, this command? Can you tell me, folks? ये किस लिए use होता है? To see all the documents inside a collection, right? 1 or 0 in the chat quickly, folks. Yes or no? Okay, ठीक है. और एक था. What was that? This one, this command. This is used to create a document inside a collection. Yes or no, folks? 1 or 0 in the chat. ये कमांड सबको समझ में आ रहे हैं? Is this understandable to everyone? Yes or no? Okay, cool. Yeah, हाँ, this becomes array by itself क्योंकि इसको पता है this collection will have multiple documents, right or wrong? तो ये array के फॉर्म में ही स्टोर करता है इसको, और कैसे करेगा? Okay, this becomes by default. Okay, that's why this database is very important. ये बहुत सारी चीजें खुद ही हैंडल कर लेता है. Can you see the now what do I mean by queries or commands, folks? Queries और command से हम CRUD operations कर सकते हैं. Can you feel that now? The meaning of that thing? Yes, folks. Okay. Let us quickly move to the slides and let us see इसके बाद हमें क्या करना है. Okay. Now what we are going to do is CRUD operation on the documents. Okay. Folks, are you here? Okay. So first of all, we need to create the documents. Did we create the document, folks? Yes, हमने document create किया. We will creating a database. हमने किया ये. Did we create a database? Did we create a collection, folks? Did we create documents? Yes. Okay. Now, did we read all the documents? हमने सब read किसी collection के documents, the documents of a particular collection. Did we read that? But we didn't filter the documents, right? हमने अभी filter the documents नहीं किया, right or wrong? Yes. Okay. Now, इसके बाद आता है update. Did we update single or multiple documents? No, right? Then comes the delete. Did we delete single or multiple document? That we are going to see now. Okay, and we are going to also see some extra stuff that I'll tell you what that extra stuff is. Okay, understandable, folks? Quickly, 1 or 0 in the chat. Yes. Okay, ठीक है. Let us now go ahead to the terminal and let us do these things. Okay, so let us say हम एक नए से एक db बनाते हैं. We'll clear it. Okay, I'll say use cap 10. Can I say that, folks? This will create a new database. Yes or no? 1 or 0 in the chat. Yes. Okay, I'll hit enter. Now I'm inside the database of cap 10. I'll create a new collection. I'll say db dot create collection. Okay, collection. I'll say users का एक collection बना दो. Okay, or I can say I can use the same example, cap 10 के instructors and cap 10 के students. Okay, I'll create first of all the students. I'll hit enter. Okay, I'll create one more called instructors. Okay, I'll hit enter. Okay, done. I'll clear the screen. I'll say show collections, right? And can you see these two collections are there, folks? 1 or 0 in the chat. Yes. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create documents inside collections. Okay, I'm going to use students wala. I'm going to say db dot collection name, which is students dot insert one. हमने देखा था, folks. Did we saw insert one? Insert one हमने देखा. You can do insert many as well. Okay, when you invoke it, you will give everything in an array. Okay, is that understandable? जब आप insert many करोगे तो array की form में ही देना पड़ेगा, right? So let us say name is Ritik. Okay, and Ritik की age है 23. Okay. Another document is, let us say name is Swarna. Okay. Nava. Okay. And age is, let us say 20. Okay. If I hit enter, there is some syntax issue. What is the issue? Can you see, folks? Quickly tell me if you see. हाँ कुछ तो है. One bracket is missing, right? ये वाला bracket is missing. Okay. If I hit enter now, what is it saying? Acknowledged. दो बन गए documents. Can you see with two unique IDs, folks? 1 or 0 in the chat. Yes. Okay. Now, if I want to see those documents, I can say db dot students dot find. है ना? Find से मेरे को सब students मिल जाएंगे. If I hit enter, are these the two, folks? Quickly type 1 or 0 in the chat. Yes. Okay. Now we have created the documents. We have read the R वाला कैप्ट हमने करड में से R भी देख लिया, right? Reading all the documents, right? Now अगर मुझे खाली ऋतिक चाहिए, how can I filter out the documents? How can I say अगर ए स्वर्णा चाहिए बस, that's all, स्वर्णवा, right? So for that reason I can do something like db dot collection name, which is again students, right? And dot find. Okay. And here inside this I can pass a uh, I can pass an object or a filter. I can say find name is Ritik. Okay. And if I hit enter now, am I getting only Ritik, folks? Can you see that? 1 or 0 in the chat quickly? Okay. Let us create some few more. Okay. I'll say here not Ritik. I'll say here Koi who wants Amit. Okay. Amit. Let us say age is again 23. Ankit. ठीक है. Ankit. Okay. So I hit enter. I'll clear the terminal, right? So now if I try to find Ritik ke bajay, I'll say age is supposed to be 23. Can I say that, folks? जिन documents की age 23 है वो दे दो, right? If I hit enter, can you see Ritik की age and Amit? Can you see it's giving both the documents? Is it filtering properly, folks? 1 or 0 in the chat? Yes. Is it making sense to you, folks? Quickly. Okay. Now there is one more thing. What if I want the first object only? मुझे एज तो 23 चाहिए बट जो पहला मैच मिलेगा वही चाहिए. ओके. फॉर दैट रीजन आई कैन से फाइंड वन एज वेल. सो विच ऑब्जेक्ट वाज क्रिएटेड फर्स्ट, ऋतिक और अमित? Which object document was created first, Ritik or Amit? Ritik was created first, right? So if I say find one, it should give Ritik, right? 1 or 0 in the chat. अगर मुझे एक ही चाहिए, मुझे ऋतिक मिलना चाहिए, right? So if I hit enter now, am I getting Ritik, folks? Only Ritik? Yes or no? 1 or 0 in the chat quickly. Yes. Okay. Is that understandable? So what did we saw till now? We saw something like this. If I have to just keep CRUD में हमें मुझे अगर देखना होगा, if I want to see only CRUD operations, okay, in CRUD operations, C stands for, folks, C किससे stand, what is meant by C? Create, right? And create में हमने दो चीजें देखी, one is insert one and insert many, right? Right, folks? Then R से हमने देखा find, है ना? Find, and this is for reading all the documents, and then we can also pass as filter as well, right? एक filter भी pass कर सकते हैं, right or wrong? And then we also saw something called find one, right? Folks, ये हमने देखा अभी तक. Yes. Okay. Now comes the time for update. U, है ना? Update के लिए भी दो है. One is update one, comma update many as well. Okay. Update one and update many. But guys, can you tell me, for updating I'll require two things. Can you tell me what are those two things? So let us just say एक document है. Okay. Let us just say एक document है, इसका नाम है, let us say Mohsin, and let us say age है 23. Okay. Now I want to update the age to 25. I'll require two things. Can you tell me what are those two things? I'll require something called two things I'll require. First thing is filter. How to filter using anything, right? नेम पता होनी चाहिए या आईडी कुछ भी होना चाहिए उस डॉक्यूमेंट का ताकि मैं उसको फाइंड कर पाऊं. राइट और रॉन्ग? टू फाइंड दिस डॉक्यूमेंट इनसाइड माय डेटाबेस आई नीड अ फिल्टर. वो नेम भी हो सकता है, आईडी भी हो सकता है. एंड सेकंड थिंग इज एक एक पेलोड होना चाहिए. फॉर एग्जांपल आई नीड समथिंग व्हाट टू अपडेट. अब तो मैंने ये डॉक्यूमेंट फाइंड कर लिया बट आई नीड व्हाट टू अपडेट. आई नीड टू अपडेट एज. राइट और रॉन्ग? आई नीड टू थिंग्स फॉर अपडेशन. 1 or 0 in the chat. Did you understood this folks? Yes or no? किसी भी चीज को अपडेट करने के लिए दो चीजें चाहिए होती है. एक होता है कि हम उस डॉक्यूमेंट को कैसे पहचाने. To update any document, we need two things. First one is any filter to find out that document, right? And second thing is what do we need to update in that data, right? 1 or 0 in the chat. हाँ, कोई बोल सकता है previous data and new data. Right. Cool. So for that reason, let us see how we can do that. Okay, I'll clear the screen. I'll say db dot find db dot students, right? Students dot find. Okay, I'll hit enter. Let us say I want to change the age of Amit. How can I do that, folks? I'll need two things. One or 0 in the chat. Yes. Quickly, folks. Do I need two things for that? Okay. So let us say I'm saying db dot students dot update one. Okay. And what I'm going to say here is update one. I'll invoke it. Okay. And I'll say inside first thing is the filter. So filter mein I can give ID as well. Can I give the ID, folks? This ID, can I copy this as it is? Yes. अब मेरा filter complete हो गया. What is second thing? What is the second thing? I need to update, right or wrong, the age. Age to, let us say, 25. I'll say here, I'll open second document. I'll use an operator called set. Okay. I'll use set and I'll say age should be 25. That's it. The first part here is the filter. This is the filter कि मैं उस डॉक्यूमेंट को कैसे पहचानूं. सेकेंड वन इज व्हाट आई वांट टू अपडेट. राइट और रॉन्ग? दिस इज द सिंटैक्टिकल पार्ट. अगेन सेट. इसका इंग्लिश मीनिंग भी है कि हाँ रखो वहां पे, सेट करो. राइट और रॉन्ग? 1 or 0 in the chat, folks, quickly. Yes. Okay. Now if I hit enter, it's saying acknowledge true. Inserted id null क्यों आ रही है? क्योंकि it already has an id. Right or wrong, folks? Yes. Okay. Match count. Only one document matched this because हमने ID use करी थी, right? It's unique. Only one document will update, right? And modified count 1. Is that understandable, folks? Yes or no? Okay. Let us see now. Let us see documents. Can you see Amit की age हो गई है 25? Yes or no? 1 or 0 in the chat. Yes. Okay. So similarly, we can use update many as well. So we can do something like this. We can say db dot students. Okay, हम एक चीज करें. जहां जहां पे भी एज 20 है, I'll add another field उनमें लोकेशन बैंगलोर. कैन आई डू दैट? जिसकी एज 20 है, जैसे सवरनवा हो गया या अंकित हो गया, उनमें एक और एड्रेस ऐड कर देते हैं, फील्ड एड्रेस बैंगलोर. ओके. सो फॉर दैट रीजन विल आई यूज अपडेट वन और अपडेट मनी, फोक्स? क्या यहाँ पे एक डॉक्यूमेंट है कि एक से ज्यादा है? एक से ज्यादा है ना. सो आई यूज अपडेट मेनी, राइट? एंड फर्स्ट वन इज द फिल्टर. सो फिल्टर इज व्हाट? एज शुड बी 23. राइट और रॉन्ग? 1 or 0 इन द चैट. That is the filter. Sorry, 20, right? Age should be 20. And second thing is I need to set. I will use an operator called set location as Bangalore. Right or wrong, folks? Is this understandable to you? 1 or 0 in the chat. I am missing one bracket. I know. Okay. Is this understandable? जहां जहां पे भी age 20 है वहां पे location set कर दो Bangalore. right? So if I hit enter now, match count 2, is this correct? दो ऐसे डॉक्यूमेंट थे जिनकी एज 20 थी, वन वाज अंकित, वन वाज सवर्णवा, राइट? एंड मॉडिफाई भी उन्हीं दो डॉक्यूमेंट्स को किया गया, लेट अस सी। ओके, एंड इफ आई सी नाउ, कैन यू सी इनमें बैंगलोर आ गया, अंकित एंड सवर्णवा। सो सी नाउ, इज मोंगोडीबी नाउ फ्लेक्सिबल? क्योंकि अमित में लोकेशन है ही नहीं, ना ही ऋतिक में लोकेशन है, खाली सवर्णवा और अंकित में है, राइट और रॉन्ग फोक्स? वन और जीरो इन द चैट। यस, इट डजेंट हैव अ स्ट्रक्चर कि मतलब हर डॉक्यूमेंट में नेम, एज और लोकेशन होगा, इट्स नॉट ट्रू, राइट? किसी किसी डॉक्यूमेंट में नेम है, एज है, किसी किसी डॉक्यूमेंट में लोकेशन भी है, राइट और रॉन्ग? वन और जीरो इन द चैट फोक्स, आर यू एबल टू मेक सेंस आउट ऑफ इट? यस, yes folks, is this understandable quickly? Okay, now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to say do the last thing, which is deleting. For deleting as well, we have delete one and delete many. Okay, so to understand this, tell me one thing. For updation, for updating something, we needed two things. To delete something, how many things do we need? What do you think? To delete something, हमें क्या चाहिए होता है? What do you think, guys? We only need the filter, right? Note, यहाँ पे मैं इसको नोट बता देता हूँ। ओके, to update something, we need two things, right? So similarly, to delete something, we need one thing, that is filter only, right or wrong? हमें बस ये पहचानना होता है कि कौन सा डॉक्यूमेंट डिलीट करना है, राइट और रॉन्ग फोक्स? वन और जीरो इन द चैट, बस इतना ही पहचानना होता है। यस, कैन आई से दैट? Okay, so I'll come here, I'll say db dot students dot delete one, ठीक है? यहाँ पे मैं inside object I'll pass id, जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल लेट अस से हमें अंकित को डिलीट करना है, I'll say, और लेट अस से हमें अमित को डिलीट करना है। ओके, I'll say here I'll give the id, I'll hit enter. Can you see folks, what is it saying? Acknowledge true, delete count one or zero in the chat quickly folks. Okay, so if I want to see, है यहाँ पे, is Amit here? No, right? And similarly we can use delete many as well. We can say delete many, and we can give filter as जिनकी एज 20 है, right? Similar, right or wrong folks? जिनकी एज 20 है वो डिलीट कर दो। How many documents will be deleted folks? Zero. Are you sure? Okay, so इसको एग्जीक्यूट करने से पहले I'll copy this, okay, so that I don't have to write it again. If I hit enter now, delete count is 2, and कौन गया? Can you tell me? Are two documents gone folks? Only Ritik is there, right or wrong? Right, is this understandable folks? One or zero in the chat quickly. Yes, okay, so what I want you to do guys is take 5-minute break. After that we'll see some extra stuff, but till then try to make sense out of these things. Okay, or if you want to take a screenshot of this as well, you can do that. Okay, I'll keep it like this. ठीक है, is this visible to everyone folks? सबको दिख रहा है ना? Yes, okay, try to make sense out of it. पूरा ध्यान से पढ़ो, सीख, देखो, रिकॉल करो कि हमने क्या पढ़ा, then we'll continue. Okay, cool, I'll take the doubts at the end. Are we back, folks? Can you type one in the chat? Yes or no? Quickly. Okay. So now, guys, are you liking it? Are you, enjoying the learning of MongoDB, right? Are you able to grasp the queries, how they are working, everything? Yes, okay. What I want you to do is after this session itself, start, installing the MongoDB, go through the P class and macha yaar, like start work, doing whatever you want to do. जैसे भी आपको डेटाबेस बनाना है, जो भी डेटा सेव करना है, प्लीज डू दैट. कैन वी डू दैट, folks? Randomly, जो भी आपके मन में आएगा करते रहो. Can we do that after this session? Yes, everyone. Okay, cool, cool. ठीक है. Okay. So, what next, right? So what is the next things which we need to do? So we are going to see something called comparison and logical operators. These are also handled by MongoDB and it gives us options to compare or use comparison and logical operators in our queries. ठीक है, अब हम वो देखते हैं कि हम ये operators कैसे use करें अपनी query में. ठीक है. So can you tell me what is this? First of all, quickly. Supriya is correct. Savarnava is correct. Rohit is correct. It's less than or equal into, right? It is less than or equal into, right or wrong, folks? 1 or 0 in the chat. Okay. So if you ever feel, now tell me what is this then? If the upper one is less than or equal into, what is this then? Greater than or equal into. Very nice. Okay. Nice, nice. Then what is this? This is less than only, right? And what is this then? This is greater than. Very good. What is this? Equals to, right? We see it in the JavaScript as well, right? So now can you see that the syntax is very similar to JavaScript itself only, right or wrong? And what is this, folks? Very nice, not equivalence to, right? So MongoDB में हम कैसे ये चीजें लिखते हैं? How do we denote all these things in MongoDB? So LTE means less than or equivalent to. Simple English है, right? L means less, T means then, E means equals, right? Less than or equivalence to, right? So similarly, greater than or equivalent to क्या होगा? Can you tell me, folks? Ritik is correct. Ankit is correct. Chandan is correct. Every one of you is correct. It's GTE only, right? अब greater than के लिए क्या होगा? Less than के लिए क्या होगा only? For less than? For less than only. Most of you are correct. It's LT. Less than, right? And what about greater than? It's GT. Very nice. And what about equivalence to? Uh, yes, it is actually EQ. EQ means equivalent to. And what do you think not equivalent to means? Not equivalent to denoted by what? NE, not equivalent to. Okay. These two, can you remember? Can you remember all these six, folks? Easily? Yes. Similarly, what is this? On the left hand side, we have comparison operators, right or wrong? All these less than, greater than, equal to, not equivalent to, or comparison, through which we compare two entities, right? Or compare something, right? So similarly, on the right hand side, we have and. And is a logical operator, right? And what is this? This is our operator. And these are, you will love this. Okay. In MongoDB, and is and. Okay. And or is or. Is this cool, folks? Very simple, right? Okay. So similarly, we are going to look into something else as well. But for now, can you remember these three, folks? Sorry, these comparison and logical operators for now? All these? Yes. Okay. Cool. So what I want first of all is किसी किसी को confusion हो सकता है. I have used a trick which through which I can remember. So if you know that, less than or less जो भी होता है, it starts with what letter, what alphabet it starts with? L, right? It starts with literally L, है ना? और L बिल्कुल less than. Can you see that, folks? Can you remember it this way? और जो भी इसका opposite होगा वो greater than होगा, right? Can you see these two? Less than बिल्कुल similar है, okay? This way you can remember कि less than is denoted by this syntax or operator, okay? ठीक है, okay, cool. So let us go ahead and let us do some operations now, okay? So I'll keep it here, okay, and I'll use blue color, okay, and I'll go here. Okay, now I have something show DBS. I have a database, okay, called Marvel, okay. So I'll use the database. I'll say use Marvel, okay. Switch to Marvel. I'll clear the screen and I want to see collections inside the Marvel. I'll see show collections. Okay, can you see there are two collections in it, backend and one superhero, folks? 1 or 0 in the chat. Can you see these are the two collections? Okay, let us see what is in the superhero collection. I'll say db dot superhero dot find, है ना? इसी से पता चलेगा ना कितने documents है there, how many documents are there, right or wrong? Yes, okay. Can you see, folks? इसमें बहुत से documents है, but it has some ID, name Iron Man, power, robot, money, health 33. इसके villain ये है, कुछ मेटा डेटा है कि इसका क्या फेवरेट कलर है, क्या एज है, राइट? सो सिमिलरली बैटमैन का है, सिमिलरली स्पाइडरमैन का है, सिमिलरली थॉर का है, सिमिलरली डॉक्टर स्ट्रेंज का है. सो हाउ मेनी डॉक्यूमेंट्स आर देयर इन टोटल, folks? How many documents are there in total? You can see all the documents in one go. How many documents are there? Again, see there are 5, है ना? One is Iron Man, Batman, Spider-Man, Thor and Doctor Strange, है ना? 5 है. और आपने has everyone gone through this data? सबको समझ में आया डेटा में क्या क्या है? नेम है, पावर है, हेल्थ है, विलन है, मेटा डेटा है, राइट? Okay, cool. Let us start doing things on this now. Okay, I'll say CLS, okay, and we'll perform some queries. Okay, now what I want to do is task 1 is give me all the documents. I'll say documents by docs, okay, where health is less than or equal to 40. So guys, tell me which operators will I use here? Can you tell me? कौन सा ऑपरेटर मैं यूज करूंगा इस वाली क्वेरी में? मुझे वो हीरोज दे दो जिनकी हेल्थ लेस देन और इक्वल टू 40 है. Which one will I use? Very nice. I'll use LTE, right or wrong? LTE, right or wrong, folks? Yes, cool. So let us come here and let us say db dot superhero dot find, है ना? यहां तक सबको क्लियर है? ये मुझे सारे के सारे सुपर हीरोज देगा, राइट और रॉन्ग, folks? Yes. So similarly inside find, what I am going to do here is पहले मुझे बताओ health, है ना? Health पे I'll say, okay, this is all syntax. You will learn this time to time. Okay. ऐसा नहीं है कि you will learn this in one go. You will have to practice it. Okay. Health जो है, I need to use here operator LTE less than or equal into 40. Right or wrong, folks? 1 or 0 in the chat. Yes. Is this making sense to you? Yes. Okay. If I hit enter now, it's giving two, Iron Man and Batman. Batman की है less than or equal to 40. Is this correct? Is this correct, folks? यहाँ पे health है less than or equal to 40. Is this correct? Yes. You will say, yes, someone has given very nice question. Why dollar? Dollar represent that this is not a simple field name or something. It's an operator. Okay. If you use an operator, you will use it with dollar sign. Understandable, folks? Okay. Okay. Cool. I'll copy this and I'll paste it here. Okay. Task 2. Okay. Task 2 is give me all the heroes or dogs where health is equal to 86. Which operator will I use here, folks? EQ. Very nice, very nice. I'll say here LT के बजाय I'll use $sign EQ 86. Right or wrong, folks? 1 or 0 in the chat? Yes? Quickly. Okay. Quickly. Okay. Barshan Laha has asked a very good question. Okay, if I hit enter now, it's giving Doctor Strange, right? But sometimes you don't have to write these big queries. So similarly, health, I can just directly say, agar health ही है equivalent to है 86, I can just directly give it like this. Right or wrong? ये भी तो एक filter है ना? Yes or no? 1 or 0 in the chat? Yes. So say both ways it will give the same result, right or wrong? Can you understand it, folks? Sometimes it's unnecessary to use equivalent to, right? When filter is directly there. Okay. Cool. So I'll copy this or I'll copy this one. Okay. And I'll paste it here. Okay. Now task 3. Okay. Task 3 is give me all the heroes or documents. Okay. Where health is between 40 and 60. Tell me which operators will I use here? Okay. For this, guys, you are saying that I should do something like this, right? So let us say you are saying I should use db dot marvel. First of all, let us understand we'll use both equivalent to or between 40 and 60. I'll use less than or equivalent to 60 and greater than or equivalent to 40, and I'll use an and operator as well, right? अगर मैं comma से separate करूँ तो I'll use and operator as well, है ना? Right or wrong? These are the 3 operators which I will use. Greater than or equivalent to 40 होनी चाहिए, less than or equivalent to 60 होनी चाहिए, तभी मुझे मिलेगा, राइट? एंड ऑपरेटर होगा और नहीं होगा, राइट और रॉन्ग? वरना ये लेस देन 60 वाले सारे ही डॉक्यूमेंट्स दे देगा, राइट? लेस देन 60 में सब आते हैं, राइट और रॉन्ग? हियर एंड विल वर्क. यस फोक्स, वेयर बोथ द कंडीशंस आर ट्रू, राइट? ओके, ठीक है. सो सपोजिटली वी विल बी डूइंग दिस db डॉट marvel डॉट सॉरी सुपर हीरो, है ना? सुपर हीरो डॉट फाइंड, है ना? इसके अंदर आई से फर्स्ट इज हेल्थ. हेल्थ इज $sign greater or equivalent to 40 comma or and health is $sign less than or equivalent to 60. Right or wrong? Is this a right query, folks? 1 or 0 in the chat? है ना? यही है ना? Okay, let me copy this. Okay, let me paste it here. ठीक है, I'll paste it and it should work. Right or wrong, folks? 1 or 0 in the chat? Yes. Okay, so if you hit enter, it is giving some error, right? The reason for that is whenever you are using a logical operator, okay, whenever you are using a logical operator, the way to use it is different. Okay, so I'll show you how you can do it is, so the first thing is you need to specify which logical operator. it will come first. Okay, in our case that is AND operator, right? And second thing is you need to specify the number of conditions. In this case, number of condition is less than or equivalent to and greater than or equivalent to, right or wrong folks? यही दो conditions है, ये और यही logical operator use करने वाले हैं, right? Now you have to carefully look here. How I am going to use it is I am going to say db dot marvel dot or superhero, sorry, superhero dot, okay, and I'm going to say find, okay, and inside find, first of all I'll give AND operator, okay, and then I'll specify कौन सी condition है in an array. Is that understandable? There comes the two conditions. One is less than and one is greater than. Is this syntax understandable? पहले and आएगा. Logical operator will come first. It will take an array and inside an array we will have two conditions. Is this understandable or not, folks? Yes or no? This is the syntax. Okay, I'm trying to make you understand. So the first condition is health should be dollar sign greater than or equivalent to what? 40. Second thing is health should be dollar sign less than or equivalent to, can you tell me, 60. Right or wrong, folks? 1 or 0 in the chat? Yes. Okay. If I copy this now, okay, I'll say Control C, Control V. If I hit enter now, something is wrong. Some syntactical issue here. Okay, let us find out. We have an AND operator. Okay, it doesn't have a ending bracket. Can you see that, folks? एक bracket missing था, yes? See, look very carefully. यहाँ पे array start होती है, array यहाँ पे end होती है, उससे पहले एक bracket है AND का. Can you see that, folks? 1 or 0 in the chat? Okay, so if I hit enter now, it will give me all three documents. Okay, is here health less than 60 greater than 40? 1 or 0 in the chat? Yes. And is here health less than or equivalent to 60 and greater or equivalent to 40? Yes. And is here health greater or equivalent to 40 and less than equivalent to 60? Yes. So did I got my answer? 1 or 0 in the chat quickly? Yes. So this is how you can use your logical and conditional operators, comparison operators. Is this clear, folks? Quickly, 1 or 0 in the chat. I want you guys to, explore all these things, all these other things. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to give you this Marvel ka data. Okay. So I'll give you link as well. This will be in the https pastebin.com slash. Okay, I'll show you where you can find it. Okay, at the end of the session, this Marvel data. You want this data to play around, folks? If you want, you can tell me. db.superhero.find. Do you want this data to play around? This data. 1 or 0 in chat. Okay, I'll keep it in the notes. Okay, notes में मैं रखूंगा इस data का link. And copy it and paste it. Okay, you can do something like this: db dot collection name dot insert many, है ना, and then paste your data here like essay and then hit enter. Right or wrong, folks? You can do that. Okay, cool. ठीक है. Now what we are going to see is some other extra things. Okay, some other extra stuff which is coming from one more slide. That is something called limit, skip, and sort. Okay, folks, is this clear to you? These three things: limit, skip, and sort. Okay, अब मैं आपको इसका definition बताता हूँ. What is the meaning of these? Ankit, please lower your hand. I'll take that outside the end. Okay, after I finish this part. Okay, so let us say limit is used to tell how many documents you want. Okay, let us say आपके find gives all the documents, folks. Find gives us all the documents. Yes or no? 1 or 0 in the chat. Yes. So let us say total number of documents is 20. So find will give us all the 20, right? 1 or 0 in the chat. We can say something like find dot limit to 10. तो अब ये कितने documents देगा only? Can you tell me, folks? It will only give 10 documents. Very nice. Okay. Skip is used to tell how many documents to skip. Okay. So for example, I'll say find and then I'll say skip. Okay. And I'll say 10. So this means it's going to skip first 10 documents and others it will give in the output. Is that understandable, folks? अगर हम मानते हैं total number of documents are 20 and I am skipping 10, how many documents will it give? पहले 10 को छोड़ के बाकी के 10, राइट और रॉन्ग? लिमिट मींस कि पहले कितने डॉक्यूमेंट्स आपको चाहिए, स्किप मींस पहले कितने डॉक्यूमेंट्स आपको छोड़ने हैं. कंप्लीट ऑपोजिट, राइट और रॉन्ग, folks? 1 or 0 in the chat. Is this understandable? And sort means to sort something, ascending or descending. Okay, is that understandable? We'll see how these work. Okay, एक एक करके सब देखेंगे, ठीक है? But is it theoretically understood? बहुत ही simple है, right? Are you able to understand this? Okay, see now. Okay, so I'll come here, I'll clear the screen. What I'm going to say here is I'll say db dot marvel dot superhero, sorry, superhero dot find. How many documents were in the superhero collection? Can you tell me, folks? हमने पहले ही गिने थे, 5 थे ना? I'll say dot limit to 2. Okay, and if I hit enter now, am I getting only the first two? See, check this out. Okay, I'll clear the screen. I'll say dot find. पहले दो ये है ना? Can you see this? पहला आयरन मैन है and then बैटमैन है, right? Can you remember the sequence, folks? Iron Man, Batman, Spider-Man, Thor, and Doctor Strange. Can you remember this sequence? 1 or 0 in the chat. ठीक है. Now पहले के दो है Iron Man and Batman, right? Yes. Okay. Now if I see dot limit, okay, to 1, पहला कौन सा है? Can you tell me? Iron Man, right? It should give me the Iron Man only, right? So if I hit enter, you will see it's only giving me Iron Man, right? So similarly, if I limit the response to 3, it will give me Iron Man, Batman, and Spider-Man. Understood, folks? 1 or 0 in the chat? Yes? Okay. Now again, if I do something like skip, it will skip first two, which is Iron Man and Batman, right? Other than that, it will give. ये skip करेगा, right or wrong? 1 or 0 in the chat, folks? Yes. So if I hit enter, can you see it skipped Iron Man and Batman, Spider-Man, Thor, and Doctor Strange? Understandable, folks? 1 or 0 in the chat. Okay, if you want to skip only one, that is fine. See, if I skip one, which one it is going to skip? Can you tell me, folks? Iron Man, right? And if I then use dot limit to, which two documents will it give me? It should give me Batman and Spider-Man only, right? नहीं, Iron Man तो ये skip करेगा ना? It will skip the Iron Man, then बाकी का जो response है उसमें से दो देगा, which is Batman and Spider-Man, right? Okay, let us see that. If I hit enter, Batman and Spider-Man. Understandable, folks? Yes? Okay. So, where can you use this limit and skip? Let us understand that as well. Can you tell me this limit and skip? Do you have any ideas ये कहाँ पे use किया जा सकता है? Rohit is correct. Praveen is correct. Very nice, guys. Very nice. Let us say this is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. Okay. So if you have this pagination component and someone clicks on 1, है ना? अरे भाई ये क्या है? I think it is not working properly. Okay. So what you are going to do if someone clicks on this one button, right? You will simply do something like this. If someone page number 1, you will say dot limit to 10 responses only show 10, right? Page number 2, what will you do on page number 2? Dot skip pehle 10 because वो page number 1 पे dot limit to 10. Right or wrong, folks? 1 or 0 in the chat. Then similarly on page 3, what you are going to do is uh, skip 20, right? Dot limit 10, right or wrong? This will give you the last 30 documents, right? And this will help you in pagination, right or wrong, folks? 1 or 0 in the chat. Yes. Understandable, right or wrong? Quickly. 1 or 0 in the chat. Did you understood limit and skip? Okay. So now we are going to see sorting. है ना? Sort ascending and descending. It is literally very simple. Okay. So CLS. So if I do something like document dot find dot sort, ठीक है, and sort them by health, okay, ALTH health, and if you say 1, आपको बस 1 और -1 देना है, okay. Folks, remember here, you just have to give 1 or -1. Okay. 1 means ascending order. You will see that. Okay. If I hit enter now, it is coming in ascending order. You see 33, 40, बढ़ रहा है. 57, 60, 86. Understandable, folks. This is the health is coming in the ascending order. Right. So similarly, if I do -1, it will come in descending order. If I hit enter now, you will see that using -1, 86, 60, 57, 40, 33. Understandable, folks? 1 or 0 in the chat? Yes. See, someone said, how can I update this name? Right? Do you have this query कि nested में कैसे update करें हम? Yes. Let us say ये metadata है, इसकी age 13 है ना, Iron Man की, इसको कैसे change करें? I'll say db dot superhero dot update 1, है ना. पहला ऑप्शन क्या है? फिल्टर क्या है इसकी? id. We'll use id. Okay. So I'll copy this, I'll paste it here. Okay. Second one is the update. What to update? So what I want to update is I'll use set. Okay. Then I'll use metadata dot age set to 40 because this is inside an object, right? Metadata dot age. Understandable, folks, to you? Metadata dot age. अब मैं इसको 15 बनाता हूँ. Let us see this will work or not. Okay. If I hit enter now, it is giving some syntax error. What is this error? Can you tell me? Set metadata dot age. This should work. Why isn't this working? Okay. I think I'm forgetting something. What do you think? कैसे कर सकते हैं? Guys, any idea here? How can I do this? 0. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is when you don't know anything, if you are curious, you always have something called chat GPT, right? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to create a new chat. Okay. And I'm going to say, I want to update the metadata dot age. Can you write a MongoDB query for that. Okay, and we'll understand what happened. What's wrong with this, right? Update one, we gave set. Okay, we have to give in double quotes. Okay, whenever you want to give here the field name, we want to give it in the double quotes. Okay, that is what was wrong. So if I come back here and if I say metadata.age in double quotes, then it should work. Okay, if I hit enter, yes, it worked. Match count is 1, modify count is 1, right? And if I do now db.find, and if I come here, if I hit enter, you will see that किसकी हमने चेंज की थी, किसी की तो की थी यार. Yes, Iron Man. Iron Man की थी, किसकी की थी? Which one did we change? Yes, Iron Man. Yeah, it was 13. It changed to 15. Understandable, folks. So why did I use chat GPT here? So to make you understand that किसी को याद नहीं रहता है. We are not here to remember everything, but we should know everything. Are you able to understand the difference between two? We are not supposed to remember everything, but we are supposed to know everything. Are you able to understand? इसमें बहुत difference है. ओके सब कुछ याद रखना इज नॉट द सोल्यूशन. सब कुछ पता होना इज द सोल्यूशन. ओके फोक्स, ठीक है. ओके सो दैट वाज ऑल अबाउट टुडे सेशन. ओके होप यू वुड हैव लाइक्ड इट. हियर आई विल स्टॉप द स्क्रीन शेयर and I'll turn on my camera. So was this understandable, folks? Limit, sort and skip. Type 1 in the chat. Yes, okay. Sort का नहीं पता लगा? Okay, let me share the screen again and let me show you. Sort is very simple. Okay, so if I come here, if I do CLS, okay, so if you want to sort the superheroes with the help of health, right? So you can do this in ascending and descending order. वो तो सबको पता ही होगा. What is ascending and what is descending, right? है ना. Ascending means छोटे से start होगा, बड़े तक जाएगा. Descending means बड़े से start होगा, छोटे तक जाएगा, right? So to showcase the ascending order of health, you will give health equivalent to 1, dot sort and health equivalent to 1. So if I hit enter now, you will see that 1 means ascending. Okay, 1 represents ascending. So 33, 40, 57, 60, 86 है ना. तो ये ascending order हो गया. अगर descending करना है, I'll change this 1 to -1. And if I hit enter now, you will see that 86, 60, 57, 40, 33. Understandable, folks? अब समझ में आया? ठीक है. Okay. Cool. I know, guys. You have a lot of questions. That is good. But जो मैं करके दिखाऊंगा उसे better आप खुद करो, right? Someone said if I want to sort by names, try this, bro. आप मुझे क्यों बता रहे हो? Right? If you have questions related to this, you have to try it on your own, right or wrong, folks? 1 or 0 in the chat. Someone is saying, can I use and or operator in a single query? अरे करके देखो. If you are able to, then you understand. हाँ कर सकते हैं. Right? Folks, समझ में आ रहा है what I am saying? अगर मैं करूंगा तो this learning becomes mine. But if you do it, then learning becomes yours, right? है ना? So don't be afraid of anything. Try out things. जो भी दिमाग में आ रहा है कर लो यार. Okay? ठीक है. And today's session के notes I'll show you something. ठीक है. I'll come here. I'll say, okay, this is it. Okay, this is your pre-class. Please go through it. In this pre-class, it shows how to install the MongoDB. Okay, 5 minute का video है बस. It's of 5 minutes. And coming to today's notes update है शायद. I think so. I'll see. Okay, just give me a sec. Notes are not there. Okay, I'll show you how your notes will look like. Just give me 1 second. Okay, I'll update the notes once. I think I have to find them. Okay, I'll update the notes and I'll let you know. But The notes should have been here. Let me just check once again. Yes, here it is. So the first note is giving you some details about query params. Okay. क्वेरी क्या होती है, पैरम क्या होता है, जो हमने अंडरस्टैंड किया था इन पीएससी. ओके. व्हाट इज डेटाबेस, टाइप्स ऑफ डेटाबेस, एवरीथिंग इज देयर, व्हाई मोंगोडीबी, अदर डेटाबेसेस एज वेल, कलेक्शन सब क्या होते हैं, एंड सम बेसिक कमांड्स. ये हो गया एक डॉक्यूमेंटेशन. ओके. एक नोट्स. एंड द सेकेंड वन इज अबाउट CRUD ऑपरेशन. ओके. कि CRUD में रीड अपडेट डिलीट कैसे होता है. ओके. सो इन दिस यू विल हैव an option. Just give me 1 second. Limit pagination. And you will have a cheat sheet as well. If you open this cheat sheet, okay, it will take you to MongoDB cheat sheet and you will be able to see some helpers. कैसे कर सकते हैं CRUD operations. These are some more examples here. Insert one, insert many. Read के जितने भी हम use कर सकते हैं, that you can see here. Then something for update. Okay, update को कैसे कर सकते हैं. You can see all these push pop, on array. क्या क्या कर सकते हैं, डिलीट के लिए हैं, ड्रॉप डेटाबेस, क्रिएट कलेक्शन. यू कैन गो थ्रू दिस चीट शीट वंस. ओके. दैट इज ऑल्सो अ पार्ट ऑफ नोट्स एंड आई विल पेस्ट द डेटा का लिंक इन द नोट्स एज वेल. ठीक है. ठीक है फोक्स, चलेगा. ओके. कूल. सो यस हितेश, या टेल मी.
Sir, I have a doubt regarding the use collection.
ओके.
For to change for to go into collection, we have to use the collection name. And to create, we have to use and the collection name.
No, you are messing up two things. One is database, one is collection. So let me just show you. Can you see this screen, Hitesh?
Yes, sir.
So if I do show DBS, these are all databases, right?
Database. Okay.
है ना. अगर मुझे इनमें से कोई भी डेटाबेस यूज करना है, I'll say use and I'll go into that. I'll say Marvel, है ना. अब मैं मार्वल डेटाबेस यूज कर रहा हूँ, राइट
Yes.
है ना. अब मुझे इसके अंदर कलेक्शंस देखने हैं. I'll say show collections, राइट. अब इसमें दो कलेक्शंस है, राइट और रॉन्ग.
Yes.
अब अगर मुझे इनको यूज करना है ना, किसी भी कलेक्शन को, आई वोंट से नाउ यूज क्रिएट कुछ भी नहीं. ऐसे डीबी डॉट, जो भी कलेक्शन नेम आप यहाँ पे दोगे ना, चाहे वो बैकएंड हो या चाहे वो सुपर हीरो हो, राइट, उस पे आप देन फाइंड इंसर्ट वन कमांड डायरेक्टली लगा सकते हो. अंडरस्टूड.
Okay.
ओके हितेश.
Yes, sir.
ओके. कूल. ठीक है. एनी अदर क्वेश्चंस फोक्स. यस, पीएससी विल बी देयर टुमारो. Tomorrow's PSC will be taken by Shubham. Okay. Yes, time will be in the evening, 4 to 4:30. Okay. Yes, on Saturday. 4 to 5:30, sorry. Okay. Aditya, can you raise your hand? I'm not able to understand your query. Shubham, please note quiz ka deadline extend. I'll stop the recording here, folks.